welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. There was an article on Boxing Scene about Shakur Stevenson, and the title of the article was Shakur Stevenson says young black guys are held to a different standard when it comes to entertaining in the ring. And this was taken from a interaction between Andre Ward, who's another guy who faced accusations of not being exciting enough when he was active, and Stevenson himself. And this was on something called All the Smoke Fight. I don't know, what is that, a podcast or something? I don't know what it is. Anyway, we're talking essentially about the last performance by Stevenson, which was against Artem Haratuzian. He won very, very comfortably, 116, 112, 118, 110, and 119, 109. So a unanimous decision. But he was heavily criticised for what was perceived to be by a lot of people a very boring performance. And Ward asked him, do you feel like it warranted that reaction, the post-fight reaction? Do you feel it was warranted? Or do you feel like people were tripping? And Stevenson replied, I felt like people were tripping. I mean, I would get it if this applied to everybody. If those standards applied to the Lomachenkos, the Useks, I've seen them in fights where I didn't feel it was very entertaining, but a lot of people don't do to them what they do to somebody like me. When I'm in a fight where I'm dominating, pressing, coming forward, they still find something to say. But if it's Lomachenko, I don't hear nobody ever say Lomachenko was being boring when he fought Jose Pedraza. I didn't hear anything about him being boring when he fought Guillermo Rigondeaux. He barely even touched Rigondeaux. He barely landed any punches on Rigondeaux, but nobody claims he was boring. He was coming forward and making a fight, but I just feel like it's a different standard on young black guys. I feel like our people need to learn how to stand with us, not play against us, because we're playing right into other people's hands. No disrespect to nobody else. Okay, so essentially he's played the race card. And the question is does it warrant being played? Is this a racial thing? No, I think this is nonsense. I really do. I think to mention ethnicity, race, I don't see it. I just don't see what he's getting at. I mean, if you want to talk about the history of boxing, yes, there was absolutely plenty of racism. Certainly even in my lifetime, there was racism in boxing. But it does seem to me that if you go to any modern day boxing gym, they're some of the least racist places on the planet. You'll get white guys, black guys, Asians. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity is. The question is, are you serious? Are you taking the game seriously? Do you want to learn? Can you fight? How much talent do you have? Are you interested in maximizing your talent? How much respect do you have for someone else? Okay, those are boxing gyms. But when we take it up to promoters, I mean, Don King was forever playing the race card back in the 70s, 80s, 90s. When, of course, as the old saying goes, Don King was only interested in one color, that color being green, the color of money. I did a video not so long ago about the 1986 fight between Mark Kaler and Errol Christie, which was steeped in a lot of external racism. Yeah, boxing has, like virtually every other aspect of life, if you go back decades, there was definitely an element of racism to what was going on. But nowadays, in the case of Shakur Stevenson, I don't know what he's talking about. I genuinely don't. And I think he's talking nonsense, absolute nonsense. It has never crossed my mind to think, well, Shakur Stevenson's boring, so must be because he's black. No. And I do have the opinion that his last two fights have been dull. No, it's because he's been dull. That's it. And it's not like I sit there and think, well, he's black, isn't he? I'm gonna have to tar him with the boring brush because he's black. It's rubbish, It's I don't see why. I cannot think. The best way to do it is to try and play devil's advocate and say, okay, what possible feasible argument can I come up with that would hint that this is, or even suggest that this has anything to do with ethnicity. And I can't think of anything. Now, maybe you can, in which case leave it in the comments below. But I don't just want a statement. I want you to explain to me why you think it's a legitimate argument that, you know, black guys, young black guys are held to a different standard to young white guys. And he means fighters, he means boxers. Let me know, because I think this is a nonsense. But I'm always open to being educated. If some of you people think I may have missed a point, leave that point, but explain it. Don't just make a statement, yes or no statement. Explain it to me, okay? Yeah, so leave your comments. Anyway, thank you for your time as always, and please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button and spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. I do appreciate you supporting the channel, and I appreciate your time. And like I say, I'm looking forward to reading your comments, because if I've missed something, I want to know about it. Speak soon. Bye for now.